Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of The Dave Neal Show. Big update for you guys. Johnny Depp comeback in Pirates of the Caribbean. Highly likely, says Disney exec. We're going to jump into this story. Do me a favor, follow me on Instagram at DNeals and private content over at patreon.com/Dave Neal if you want behind-the-scenes live streams. All right, well, let's get into it. Johnny Depp comeback, highly likely. We're going to dig into this story, what this might mean. But first, let's get to what Johnny Depp said just recently, that he wouldn't do the Pirates for $300 million. I'm going to play this clip, catch you up on that, and then share the demand that exists out there for Disney to offer a public apology to Johnny Depp. I'm also going to play a video for you guys at the end where they talk about the apology that Disney did give Johnny already, although we haven't seen a public one. And of course, this coming on the heels of the Wednesday verdict that awarded Johnny Depp $10+ million in the defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard. Will this change the tune for how Disney decides to go about Pirates of the Caribbean? As they've said in the past, oh yeah, no, we wanted to reboot it with a younger, whoever, but obviously they were just steering clear of this situation. Will they bring it back and all of that? We'll get into it. First, let's play this clip of what Johnny said in the trial with where he stands right now with Pirates of the Caribbean.
But it's odd that they were going to release me from my role as Captain Jack Sparrow, but yet kept me on every ride across the world. In the Pirates of the Caribbean rides, I'm in the Los Angeles or the Hollywood one or whatever it is, 3 or 4 times. Shanghai, all over the world. So they didn't remove my character from the rides. They didn't stop selling merchandise of Captain Jack Sparrow. They didn't stop selling dolls of Captain Jack Sparrow. They didn't stop selling anything. They just didn't want there to be something trailing behind me that they'd find.
Makes sense.
And you aren't aware, you said Pirate 6 in your view is dangling. You're not aware of if or when Pirate 6 will be made, correct?
No, sir. No.
And the fact is, Mr. Depp, if Disney came to you with $300 million and 1 million alpacas, nothing on this earth would get you to go back and work with Disney on a Pirates of the Caribbean film, correct?
That is true, Mr. Rottenborn.
So there he is, the way he says Mr. Rottenborn. Now, just because he wouldn't do it for $300 million doesn't mean he won't do it for less and an apology. As we know, money's not everything out there, and public image was a big deal. That's why he had his defamation lawsuit to begin with. But as we know about Johnny Depp, it's not all about the money. A public apology by Disney, maybe some other statements that are made, changing of the tide, maybe he'll come right back. I'm going to share with you guys what the Disney exec said about how highly likely it is that Johnny Depp will be back in the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie. But first, stick around with this important announcement from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is Atlas VPN. They're offering secure and accessible internet to everybody and a huge discount to our audience. A 3-year subscription comes in just under $2 a month with a full 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, some people say, hey, Dave, I've heard of VPNs. What are they? Atlas VPN is a virtual private network which takes your internet traffic and runs it through an encrypted tunnel, which means you don't have to worry about privacy issues, security breaches, public Wi-Fi, or anybody knowing your IP address. It's great if you travel. You don't need to let your bosses know where you are. It's also great if you stream content online and don't have access to another country's database of movies or TV shows. I like the movie Mallrats. It's only available in Netflix UK right now, so I can literally just go onto the site from any of my devices with the same membership, go to Atlas VPN, choose where I want the server in the UK to be, refresh Netflix, and boom, I can access their content. So for only $2 a month, a 3-year membership, and that's a full 82% discount. It's a great opportunity for our audience. Click the link below. Now back to the show. And the internet is not shy with demanding an apology. They know how Johnny Depp was treated throughout this process, and we're seeing on Twitter movements for a public apology. Matthew Santoro says Disney owes Johnny Depp a public apology for engaging in cancel culture and making a premature decision to remove him from Pirates before justice was done. And this is echoed actually right here in other news outlets. Triple his salary to return. Fans want Disney and Warner Brothers to apologize to Johnny Depp from issuing public apologies to offering him higher pay. Fans, look, it's not about the pay. I don't think it's about the money or any of that. I think fans just want them to admit that they just didn't want him around, causing any problem to their bottom dollar. But as we know, look, there's no way a Pirates of the Caribbean movie is made without Johnny Depp and successful. It might turn a little bit of a profit in the short term, but long term, he's been the franchise since 2003. So let's go to the article right here. Johnny Depp comeback in Pirates of the Caribbean highly likely, says Disney exec. Speaking to people, and by the way, so this is a pretty legitimate source here. A former exec shares, there's a huge demand for Depp's Jack Sparrow, and it is highly likely that the star will return to reboot his role. I absolutely believe post-verdict that Pirates is primed for rebooting with Johnny as Captain Jack back on board. There is just too much potential box office treasure for a beloved character deeply embedded in the Disney culture. And as Johnny said in his previous testimony, yeah, this is bigger than just the $30 million he makes making the movie. That's chump change compared to the international success of merchandising and the theme parks and everything else that's involved. With producer Jerry Bruckheimer riding high on the massive success of Tom Cruise in Top Gun Maverick, there's huge appetite for bringing back bankable Hollywood stars in massively popular franchises. Yeah, I mean, look, Tom Cruise is a little bit of a wackadoo out there, but if he's having the success he's having on Top Gun, there's a little bit of a need, desire, and love for nostalgia, right? Sometimes you just want to go back to your mom's stew, right? There's better food, but sometimes you just want to go home on a Sunday and have your mom's sauce. Depp began his career as Jack Sparrow in 2003, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Hit sequels came out in 2006, 2007, 11, and 17. However, another Hollywood believes the odds of Depp returning are not very likely, adding Depp will come back as a star, but they'd probably make Pirate 6 with Margot Robbie or someone similar. So they did have the intention of making a Pirates with Margot Robbie. I just don't see the box office success without having Johnny be a part of it in one way or another. And it's not necessarily, in my opinion, because fans want to see him in 65 minutes of a 90-minute movie. It's that fans feel like he wasn't done justice, so they're not going to put their money and their time into a product that doesn't have him as a part of it. So will we get to see him? Yet to be seen, but obviously conflicting opinions out there. Let's go to this clip that we have of how this all started with regards to Johnny getting fired.
The accusations and revelations made against Johnny caused many major film studios to stop casting the actor in their films and even fire him from some of his renowned roles. The issue came to the spotlight when Warner Brothers cut their ties with the actor and asked him to resign from his role of Gerald Grindelwald, which he played in the Fantastic Beasts franchise.
Now people will say, well, he was losing work before the op-ed was written in 2018, which may be true, but the fact that he was being fired and asked to be let go might have happened before the op-ed, but that's because the defamatory comments, which of course the jury had proved that it was defamation, whether you or I want to disagree or not, in the court of law. That is as fair as a product as we can see. They don't always get it right, but it's pretty fair. In the court of law, Johnny won his case, which is very hard to win. And now will that mean that execs will change their tune and understand that there is a huge audience willing to go and pay money to see him?
The fans of the actor didn't take the news well when Warner Brothers confirmed Depp's departure and introduced Mads Mikkelsen as the new Gerald Grindelwald in the third installment of the film. Johnny Depp will depart the Fantastic Beasts franchise. We thank Johnny for his work on the films to date, the studio said upon being asked about their decision. Nonetheless, the actor again chose to break his silence and enlightened the public on the wrongdoings in his life. Using his social media platform to share the act of injustice and to express his own opinion, Johnny posted a statement saying, "In light of recent events, I would like to make the following short statement. Firstly, I'd like to thank everybody who has gifted me with their support and loyalty. I have been humbled and moved by your many messages of love and concern, particularly over the last few days. Secondly, I wish to let you know that I have been asked to resign by Warner Brothers from my role as Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts, and I have respected and agreed to that request. Finally, I wish to say this. The surreal judgment of the court in the UK will not change my fight to tell the truth, and I confirm that I plan to appeal."
And I'm not sure off the top of my head if he appealed in the UK, but of course he took the court to Virginia in the United States of America, and he won that case.
"My resolve remains strong, and I intend to prove that the allegations against me are false. My life and career will not be defined by this moment in time."
Wow.
Followed by Warner Brothers' decision to ask the actor to resign from his role, it was then revealed that Walt Disney Pictures also chose to part their ways with Johnny and dropped him from the role of Jack Sparrow, which Depp was a part of since the beginning of the Pirates of the Caribbean Sea franchise.
And look, this might be projection from a large portion of our audience out there, but they see a guy who has worked for years and made a ton of money for the Disney franchise. I mean, a ton, a billion-dollar franchise. He's made them a ton of money, and he's made money as well. But it goes both ways. It goes both ways, right? You can add new writers or add a new director or swap people in or out. But this man right here, whether you like him or not, I think we can all agree he's been the face of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and he brought something very unique there. And that can't be rewritten. So when people see that he's not being invited back, there's just this feeling of your boss stiffing you. There's this feeling of of an injustice. So I think that's why it cuts deeper than just whether or not you like him on the screen. I think most people do like him on the screen, but it's way deeper when you look into the whole when something's not right, how does that make you feel vibe.
Disney came to a conclusion only 4 days after Amber claimed in her 2018 op-ed, without naming Johnny, that she was the victim of domestic violence. Johnny Depp's lawyer also stated that due to Amber's accusations, Depp lost his multi-billion-dollar franchise. Sean Bailey, Disney's production chief, confirmed Johnny's removal, saying that the actor was no longer a part of the franchise's future plans. In his statement, Sean told The Hollywood Reporter, "We want to bring in a new energy and vitality."
That's such BS.
But part of the reason writers Paul and Rhett are so interesting is that we want to give it a kick in the pants.
How it's just be honest. You didn't want, if he was going to be guilty of what he was accused of, you didn't want to invest in a $100 million movie or plus with someone who's been an admitted wife beater, which of course he's been proven that wasn't proven to be true, right? So to be like, well, we want to give our writers the chance to no, come on, what hogwash.
That's what I've tasked them with. Although Disney's production chief says so, a different source claimed a complete opposite theory. Speculation was made where it was stated that Disney faced several petitions to remove the actor from the role of Jack Sparrow, as someone with a WB tag could only bring them misfortune and losses. Disney received over a dozen emails from Heard's associates who worked in the press demanding that they immediately denounce Depp and bring light to domestic violence. These emails came from major publications and were often sent with a foreword from prolific unions. The company felt obligated to respond and did so without taking a stance on the situation.
And that's corporate life, not taking a stance on any situation. Now, this is what it's going to come down to. You're going to have you had petitions to remove him, and now the response to that is, I'm assuming, overwhelming amounts of petitions to bring him back. So if they decide, it's one thing to fire somebody, but if they decide to go ahead with the next Pirates with Margot Robbie, yeah, sure, it'll probably break even. I'm sure it'll make money, but how much money? How much money will be left on the table from people that might not go if they don't, if they're not supporting Johnny Depp here?
To the franchise at least one more time, the source said. It has also been claimed that Disney has officially apologized to Johnny Depp regarding the ongoing issue. But it wasn't because Disney never blacklisted the actor, which gives the public hope to see Depp return as Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean Sea franchise. At the start of the video, we talked about a major step taken by the actor's fans, making Disney reconsider their decision. The major step is revealed to be a petition formed by the fans of Depp who want no other but Johnny to play the character of Jack Sparrow.
And of course, that petition has grown immensely since the trial has started. And there's been a lot of people that might not have been Johnny Depp fans that watched it all play out and said, this just isn't right. And they've chosen their sides. And now Disney's going to be stuck in the middle here. How can you make a movie without him and still roll over a profit? Do they just scrap Pirates altogether, or do they incorporate him somehow? And also, how do they entice him to come back? Obviously, I believe that's with a public apology. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, everybody.